Short-handed with speed, Pacheco the trailer, McKenna, what a move, Gavin McKenna, mastery from Gavin McKenna!
This is Gavin McKenna, a slender 17-year-old from a town smaller than most NHL arenas, piling up points at a pace that only Sidney Crosby matched 2 full decades ago. McKenna isn't draft eligible until 2026, yet every junior coach, scout, and analytics nerd is already bookmarking his game tape. Why? Because in a league overflowing with talent, he's rewriting the record book before he even has a driver's license. Keep watching, because the farther you dive into McKenna's story, the more jaw-dropping it gets.
Weisblatt breaks it. McKenna's got a breakaway for the hat trick. McKenna, he scores.
Whitehorse, Yukon sits just a few degrees south of the Arctic Circle. Fewer than 45,000 people brave the endless winters there, and only 3 of them have ever skated in the NHL. 2 combined for 8 games and a single assist. The third, Dylan Cozens, fought his way to Buffalo notoriety. Into that statistical wilderness stepped Gavin McKenna, born December 20th, 2007, balancing school, sub-zero outdoor rinks, and a why not me mentality. His parents logged highway hours most families reserve for vacations, chasing tournaments clear across Western Canada. Every mile paid off. At house league age, he was already dangling past teenagers, forcing local coaches to bump him into older age brackets just to keep games competitive. Talent ignores geography, and McKenna's rise proves it. By 12, he was the name whispered on every scouting block north of the 60th parallel. But just because you're from nowhere doesn't mean you're a nobody.
McKenzie slides ahead. Here's Lindstrom, drops back. Room for McKenna! Scores!
To sharpen iron, you need iron. So at 13, McKenna left home for Rink Hockey Academy in Kelowna, diving headfirst into the Canadian Sports School Hockey League, a crucible built for future pros. Picture a grade 8 kid walking into a U18 locker room. That's 2 or 3 birthdays disadvantage on every shift. He didn't flinch. 65 points in 35 games, 23 goals, 42 assists, while classmates still worried about growth spurts. Coaches raved about his quiet cruelty, the way he'd bait defenders with half-speed edges, then explode through tiny seams the instant their weight shifted. Video clips spread through scouting chats like wildfire, and Western Hockey League general managers began clearing cap space in their imaginations. Then came the real test, Major Junior, and McKenna didn't blink.
And there's some horse collars going out. Breakaway! Gavin McKenna for the third! 5-hole! Scores!
The 2022 Medicine Hat Tigers weren't bad. They were a nightly horror show. 11 wins, 53 losses, a grotesque minus 161 goal differential, and crowds that cheered merely for hitting double digits in shots. Holding the first overall pick, they prayed for salvation and found it in a 14-year-old winger. McKenna signed his WHL standard player agreement the same afternoon his name was called. College tuition guaranteed later, ice time guaranteed now. Opening night, 4 primary assists and a 9-1 demolition of Lethbridge. He didn't even have a learner's permit, yet he threaded Kucherov-style saucers through traffic like it was Shinny and Whitehorse. The arena PA blared, the Tigers bench exploded, and a franchise on life support suddenly had a pulse. And that was just the beginning.
Up for McKenna, he's got a beat on it. Trying to bust in, trailer, Mercick back for McKenna, one-timer! Score!
16 more games closed out his underage cameo. 4 goals, 14 helpers, and an unmistakable swirl of confidence rippling through the Tigers bench. The very next season, he played the full slate, 61 contests, and landed a comical 97 points. No draft -2 player in WHL history had produced more. The Tigers leapt from league basement to playoff bubble. Ticket sales doubled. Local reporters stopped recycling the phrase rebuild. Every shift showcased something new. A stutter step zone entry, a no-look bumper feed, a puck protection curl that left veterans spinning. By Christmas, opposing coaches were hard-matching top-pair shutdown defenders against a 16-year-old. It didn't matter. McKenna kept tilting the ice. His second year wasn't just a breakout, it was historic. Hockey Canada noticed. They slapped the maple leaf on his chest for the World U17 Challenge, where he banked 8 points in 7 games, including an overtime dagger against Team USA.
Here's a chance for the Tigers on a partial 2-on-1. Could be a break. McKenna in! Score! third!
Months later, Canada called again, this time the U18 World Championship. Remember, he was still 16. Against older draft year studs, he popped 20 points, smashing the Crosby line on tournament leaderboards and netting a hat trick in the gold medal comeback. Tournament MVP, analysts scrambled for historical comps. Most ended in generational, but the season that truly broke the algorithm was still ahead. Fast forward to 2024 to 25. Medicine Hat roared from laughingstock to 82-point playoff lock, and the engine was McKenna's ludicrous 129 points in 56 games. 41 goals, 88 assists, a 2.30 points per game rampage that placed him second league-wide behind 19-year-old Andrew Cristall. He strung together a 40-game point streak, harvesting 100 points during the run alone. In the last 40 years of Canadian junior hockey, only Sidney Crosby posted a bigger draft -1 total. Advanced numbers loved him even more. Plus 60+ or minus, top 5 in primary assists, and a shot attempt share north of 60% on a team that still leaked chances. Fans christened him the Yukon engine. WHL opponents just called him a nightmare. And somehow, he isn't just an offensive machine. Watch the first 3 strides, there's the separation. His edge work feels sculpted, not taut. Ankles flex, hips open, blades adjust angles like pivoting door hinges. Suddenly he's a zone ahead, surveying chaos he created. Puck skills, silky sure, but purposeful. Every toe drag moves a defender's stick. Every shoulder fake buys an extra foot of passing lane. He manipulates space rather than simply skating through it. Then there's the brain. Video analysts swear McKenna's eyes map the ice 2 frames faster than opponents. He disguises drop passes, executes no-look diagonals reminiscent of McDavid, and still back checks like a penalty kill lifer. Compare him to Marner's creativity and Kucherov's patience. Fair. Add a sprinkle of early career Forsberg shoulder checks, and you've got the template for a franchise cornerstone who can dominate all 3 zones without flamboyant turnovers. Coaches love that almost as much as the highlight reels, but the next big choice won't happen on the ice. It'll happen on a campus map. For decades, CHL skaters chose major, junior, or college. Never both. That wall collapsed in November 2024 when the NCAA finally lifted its ban on players with CHL experience. Effective August 2025, phenoms like McKenna can skate Division I without sacrificing pro eligibility. Suddenly, the University of Michigan, North Dakota, and Boston College are making discreet calls north of the border. Adding spice, Medicine Hat teammate Caden Lindstrom, 2024 Blue Jackets first rounder, has already committed to Michigan State. Follow the buddy, stay and chase a WHL scoring title? Each path offers pros. NCAA's shorter schedule means more gym time. Smaller rinks equal heavier battles. WHL grants 30 minutes of ice a night, pro-style travel, and a license to keep detonating scoreboards. Whatever he picks will be a headline event, and it may rewrite how future prospects navigate development, and that sets up the grand debate of 2026. Right now, sportsbooks would lay heavy odds on McKenna going #1 in June 2026, but projected first overall is a title with a half-life. Ask Shane Wright, who held that tag for 3 seasons before a late-cycle wobble saw Juraj Slavkovsky leapfrog him. Draft classes evolve in real time. Injuries, growth spurts, late bloomers. Still, McKenna's case looks ironclad. Elite production, mature 2-way game, no evident weaknesses. Teammates rave about his composure. Trainers praise his off-ice habits. Analytics gurus highlight his transition game efficiency. One WHL scout quipped, "He's the safest generational bet I've seen since Crosby, and maybe the smartest since Bergeron." Assuming health and hunger, he's the kid fan bases may secretly hope their team stumbles for. Tanking never sounded so tempting, so there it is. A northern prodigy turning barren rinks into gold medal stages, a junior franchise from the ashes into contenders, and a draft board already bending around his name. Gavin McKenna isn't just the next great scorer, he's a blueprint for the modern athlete. Skilled, cerebral, adaptable, impossible to ignore. The only real question left is who gets him first: an NCAA powerhouse, a WHL banner, or an NHL team desperate for a cornerstone. Think he's a lock for number 1 question mark? Or is there a dark horse challenger lurking in Europe or the OHL waiting to spoil the script? Drop your take below, let the debates rage, and smash that subscribe button so you don't miss our deep dive on the next wave of 2026 contenders. Because if hockey history has taught us anything, it's that the story never ends at the buzzer. It starts there. See you in the comments. If you're hungry for even more McKenna magic, stick around. His nastiest dangles and clutch goals roll right after this.
Speed, Pacheco the trailer, McKenna, what a move, Gavin McKenna, mastery from Gavin McKenna! Tigers enter the zone with speed, Basha to the slot, McKenna scores! 2 in a row for Gavin McKenna, has the Tigers in. Skate to the high slot, takes the shot, scores! Gavin McKenna! McKenna calling for it, he's gonna get it. One-timer, scores! St. Martin off his own rebound to the right point, McKenna a shot, a score! Gavin McKenna, a seeing eye shot from the right. It's back in front, Weisblatt gets McKenna, sharp side, they score! McKenna on the backhand.
Ahead, but the Tigers bring it back in. Here's McKenna against Yakimchuk. Turn him around the outside, got it in front, they score!
Got a stick on the puck, Tigers still with it. McKenna, one-timer, scores! 50th in the Western League. McKenna walks in the circle, feeds one up high, Van Mulligan. He shoots just wide. McKenna, doorstep, score! Takes it on the backhand, centers one in front. He scores off of Victoria Royal and in. Gavin McKenna is left side, Weisblatt, right side, McKenna, he scores! Hat trick for Gavin McKenna. Tigers work it back in, McKenna in alone. McKenna 5-hole scores! Gavin McKenna, second of the night. Tigers skate the other way, McKenna in the slot, scores! Gavin McKenna ties the game at 1 with 6:29. Molendyke drops it for Weisblatt, down low, McKenna scores! Welcome back!
Weisblatt, long stretch, set play off the wall, treble for McKenna, sharp angle, he scores!
Back to the blue line, Vassett into the front, tipped on, rebound, scores! McKenna bangs it home.
Trying to get his second of the night. Puck left side, back over to McKenna, shoots and scores!
He'll center it, scores!
Molendyke sends this one to the front of the net.
Tigers shorthanded, come through center, McKenna in the left circle. Oh! He's playing it on rookie. Quickly left side, McKenna, low shot, he scores! 4 points in the first period. That was intercepted. Tigers have a breakaway shorthanded. McKenna in alone. 5 for McKenna. Centers it for Weisblatt. Weisblatt back for McKenna. In alone, Gavin McKenna scores! Cross ice feed for Ritchie. Deflects to the point. They score! Weissenen with the shot. McKenna tipped it home. McKenna calling for it. He's going to get it. One-timer. Score!